Hello, this is Piedra Luna Tarot 808 with the catch up on the new moon today, which is strongly it has about 4 planets in Aquarius, so that's quite the stellium, the heavy energy of Aquarius, which is broken paradigms and new beginnings, ends and new beginnings, as well as I feel that Scorpio had a very strong influence on all of us. Remember, all the different houses have a different impact on us. Even those that are outside of our ascendant, our sun sign, or our moon sign. Sometimes you might as well check where your Mars is, because your Mars also shows you where you're showing activity, where you're showing action, where you're taking decisions, or where you have that strong Mars energy. So, of course, Aquarius, the card that is associated with Aquarius, it can be apart from the star, it's also the tower. And actually, they come one after the other. The tower comes first and then the star, meaning that things and paradigms that are broken or notions that are broken for us in our lives actually are for our benefit so that we keep evolving. Of course, the tower moments are unexpected things, are life lessons that we're not supposed to know what they're about. So this reading is as much as I can gather for the life lessons or the tools or the helpful advice for the different signs. I'm seeing an activation not on all the signs, but so I'm going to just put emphasis on the ones where I see strongest energy, but that doesn't mean if I'm not saying your sign, this couldn't be affecting you. It depends on how much you have of each of us has a different percentage of each of the houses, a different influence, so it depends. So without more introduction, let us see what the cards allow us to see on the live lessons to help us navigate this full moon. The full moon would be activated today, of course, at night, but it would have an influence on the following weeks as well and for the start of the year. So it might give you a topic of where things are heading. There's some cautionary advice for some signs. So let's see, we are going to start with, I'm going to start, I don't know why, but I like starting with Virgo. First, we're going to check the dice. The dice are also telling me which of the signs are activated. On Aries, we have the dice here of the unknown. These are some dice that I made with the tarot cards, representing the tarot cards, and some like black ball fortune telling, like, oh, no, yes, no, go ahead, stop, whatever. So on Aries, which is new beginnings, we're going to be feeling for the next days some uncertainty in regards to the unknown things that we want to see consolidated, especially for people in Aries. You might, or with strong Aries, but we'll have Aries of starting new things, new beginnings as well. So there's still a lot of unknowns, but those unknowns have an important spiritual value in itself. There's a lesson on things being unknown and us having to actually, I'm going to start with Taurus and Gemini, which I feel going to be affected in that way in particular. We have here the Hermit, which is coinciding with the sign of Gemini, and 7, which is relationships, partnerships, or just could be also business relationships. So it could be that for Taurus and Gemini, and of course, in Taurus has number 2, which is also of relationships, but it also has to do with actually the house of Taurus, on regards to our assets, on regards to the material world that we share. So for Gemini, I feel like you've been feeling a bit like a hermit on regards to if you're in a couple, like there's things that you are keeping to yourself, that you're meditating on. And if you're not in a relationship, then it means that you're transitioning from being in the hermit mode to starting to be surrounded with more people, to have more encounters with more people, where you can have that kind of energy activated with the hermit here that showed as well on the cards, on the white Numen cards. And I got these two cards, the hermit and death. Now, for me, this energy of the hermit is about going within, and with the death is about rebirthing yourself. It's about that time, and of course, we're in that time of the year where, because of the winter time and because it's the end of the year and the beginning of a new one, and we're considering what we want to do, what we want to birth. I see for Taurus and Gemini a strong energy. I feel a strong energy of having been like inside yourself, like inside your shelf, your shell, kind of like a Cancer kind of energy of keeping a lot of things to yourself, but because you've been ruminating on what you want to do, on the person that you want to become, and what you want to transform in your life. Now, because of the number 2 and 7 and death, which is also rebirth, be very careful about unplanned pregnancies, where you bring forth things into the earth. It might not only be ideas, it might not only be like the phoenix rebirthing itself. It can also be like normal, good old pregnancies, right? So if you don't want that, be careful. I see that these changes are going to bring you this, could be related, of course, on your assets, on who you want to be, how you want to rebirth yourself, on could be your business career, very related on how you make your coin, and your private space as well, and how you're going to define this year on regards to that. I also feel the cautionary tale or cautionary tip for Gemini and Taurus is be careful not to block new beginnings or block new opportunities, or block new people in relationships, or people that are usually not your normal kind of person that you date, if you're single, or if it's in the job. I feel like a strong relationship feeling here. So if it could be both. If you're in a relationship, that it could be job, and if you neither have a job or a relationship, it could be both as well. But there's a cautionary tale not to block new beginnings because you are still caught up in fears from the past, and if it's related to love or bad relationships, either romantic or in the workplace, that you might have like post-traumatic stress disorder, and you're wondering if you're going to get hurt on this new endeavor and this new thing that you've been offered. So it's very important that you're not being influenced by your past. Take this new opportunity as something brand new, and because there's a big lesson in that of not like Gemini and Taurus. I feel you're going to be confronted by a new situation, a new opportunity that you've never done before, and that's causing you anxiety because you're worried that you might not make the right choice. I also see with the 7 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles that maybe during last year you feel like your choices have brought you some kind of 5 of Cups situations, meaning things didn't go as planned, or things went a bit iffy, and you feel a bit jaded about that. And as I said, like post-traumatic stress disorder, like you're stressed about the decisions that you make. If I make a wrong decision, so this is the lesson that is for you. Don't block yourself with the 4 of Pentacles. Like open up yourself to take decisions. If you're struggling to take new decisions because you feel they could cause new heartache, you have to leave that behind. You have to separate the past experiences from the new experiences and open up to not knowing how your decisions are going to play out exactly. And just remember to use, this is going to be like the code on how to, or the energy that you should follow. You're going to have to follow things by ear. with the Queen of Wands and the Temperance, where you're going to have to follow your intuition in order to make the decisions that are needed. And of course, you have to use the Temperance energy, which is an energy of Sagittarius, of the balance, of the middle road. So it's a game of not picking things that are on extremes, but knowing how to make decisions fluid, so that there's actually going to be an ebb and flow, and you're going to have to get used to playing it by ear with the Queen of Wands, on how to create things, on how to take decisions by playing it by ear, and by not going into extremes. These situations are going to bring up like things from the past. They're going to be a bit reminiscent of things you've experienced before. So that's where you're going to get activated on that, on the post-traumatic stress disorder. Is going to feel familiar to some things, maybe familiar faces, familiar situations. And you're going to say, oh my God, no, not again, not the same thing. But you must avoid doing that. Take the challenge as something new. You have to investigate, but you also have to have the innocence of the Six of Cups, of just being open to learning new things, like kids are open to new experiences and they're filled with awe. Now, there's also going to be some factors, because I wanted to know more about this. There's, again, I feel these are the triggers. There's going to be things for you, Gemini and Taurus, that you feel like have pinned you down before, where you feel probably these two energies are of Eight of Swords and Ten of Swords, of anxiety, of being reminiscent of the past, of things that have made you feel like you were stabbed in the back and it was too much for you. It was something overburdening, and this could cause you to feel in the Eight of Swords by the trigger of the past experiences, that then you don't know how to get out of that kind of situation. But the energy and the cards are telling you to be strong, to be still. That Knight of Swords, be courageous. You're gonna have to take decisions on the go, quick decisions, but know that that you have you have what it takes to make these decisions. Even if you feel you're not prepared, you're gonna, this with the Knight of Swords, you're gonna play it like a cowboy. You're gonna ride it like a cowboy. I don't know if you know what that's saying. It means you're just gonna have to play it by ear, and follow your intuition and do your best, and put aside the thought of that you cannot, because you had a bad experience with something similar. So with the Two of Pentacles, again, more energy of decision and of the Moon, taking decisions with the Moon involved, where you don't know exactly how things are going to play out, and that is making you anxious. I feel you might be having some anxiety, Gemini and Taurus, on regards to taking the right decision. But that's part of the lesson that you're going to have to take. And here with the Chariot, you're going to have to take decisions on the go. Like if you're here, of course, this is a slower energy on this card of going, actually the Chariot is going on water. But you might have to go through rapids, to like whitewater rafting. You might have to go through bumps and things, and having to take quick decisions on the go. And I feel this is because of the the Chariot is over here as well, and we have it here. I think Gemini and Sagittarius might be feeling this same energy as well, of having to take decisions on the go. And but it is important, because this that seems, the recommendation is there could be great things for you, like the Ace of Pentacles, like good solid things for your future, a good solid relationship, or a good solid either romantic or in the workplace, or a nice project, or a nice amount of money in something that feels is not your usual cup of tea, or it's very, you have to take decisions on the go. You have to go quick, and you have to trust your intuition that you can make decisions quickly, but without being extremist. Like, you're going to have to see all the different factors, and that might cause you a bit of anxiety, of course, but the lesson is to overcome that. So that is for you, Gemini and Taurus, and anyone that has Gemini or Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or even Mars placed on those, or Pluto, because Pluto is pretty heavy right now. Uranus, Pluto, as well as Aquarius. Of course, we're in the Aquarius season, so we're all feeling that energy of Aquarius. So I'm going to stop that video there for you, Gemini and Taurus, and I'm going to continue with the rest.